What's up everybody, another beautiful day in the Dragon Isles, and today I just wanted to do a quick showcase of the Physical Gamba build, or the Storm Striker if you will, that I used on our Mythic Terra's kill. I won't do a full detailed guide now, but if it's something you'd like, please let me know. So as the name suggests, the Physical Gamba is a bit of a gamble. This build is all about spamming Storm Strikes and praying that you get an Ascendancy proc from deeply rooted elements. I had one pull where I got no procs and my damage was a bit sad at best, and the next pull I was in Ascendancy for around 30 seconds, which was immensely enjoyable, and I did an obscene amount of damage. Arcane mages be damned. So for this build, I have a link in the description below, but it all revolves around Storm Strike, Wind Fury, and physical damage. So you have things like Legacy of the Frost Witch. Whenever you spend 10 Maelstrom, you reset Storm Strike and gain 25% physical damage for 5 seconds. Then we have deeply rooted elements with static accumulation and Thorim's Invocation, so that whenever you Storm Strike, you have a 7% chance to proc Ascendancy, turning your Storm Strikes into Wind Strikes, and anytime you Wind Strike, you spend 5 Maelstrom, and you gain 2 Maelstrom every second during Ascendancy. And in here lies the gamble portion of the build. When it procs, your damage skyrockets, as you'll chain out Wind Strikes and Lightning Bolts during it, like a lot. And on top of this, we have things like Storm Flurry and Storm's Wrath for more Storm Strikes and Wind Fury procs, as well as all the Wind Fury talents and Doom Winds, as well as Elemental Blast and Frost Shock and Hailstorm to fill some of our globals. So how this spec works is you get an unethical amount of Wind Fury procs that deals a ton of damage, which also leads to a ton of Maelstrom generation, which in turn gives you 25% physical damage every 10 Maelstrom spent. And the higher uptime we have on that, the more we slap, especially our Wind Fury. Now during things like Doom Winds, we'll proc Wind Fury constantly with everything, so you want to make sure to line these windows with abilities that procs Wind Fury, even if it means not spending Maelstrom during this window. So you have Ice Strikes and Storm Strike, and both of these will always proc Wind Fury during Doom Winds. So if, for example, your Storm Strike keeps procking and procking, you just keep pressing it, as the Wind Fury procs will do some insane damage. So even if you're capped on Maelstrom, you have Doom Winds running, keep spamming Storm Strike. But as far as a prio list, I'm tempted to just yell Storm Strike! But in lieu of Storm Strike, you get this. You want to make sure to keep Wind Fury Totem up, keep Flame Shock up, Feral Spirits on cooldown, Doom Winds on cooldown, and spam Storm Strike and Ice Strikes during it. Elemental Blast if you're at 5 stacks of Maelstrom and you have your Wolfies up. Storm Strike with Wolfies and or Legacy of the Frost Witch up, as they both increase its damage done. Elemental Blast with 5+ Maelstrom, otherwise Lightning Bolt with 10 stacks if you're not close to capping out your Elemental Blast charges. Then you want to Storm Strike, Lava Lash, and lastly Frost Shock, as it's mainly a filler. But yeah, in a lot of cases you're just stuck in a loop of spamming Storm Strike, Elemental Blast, and Lightning Bolts with the occasional Ice Strike and Frost Shock boom. And when Ascendancy procs, depending on your other procs, you're either spamming out Wind Strikes on every single global or every other global. And since you're not using those globals to spend Maelstrom anymore, you can instead refresh things like your Wolfies in between, or Ice Strikes, or spend Hailstorm stacks on Frost Shocks, throw a random Lava Lash. But if Wind Strike keeps proccing so you're able to spam it on every global, then you will spam it on every global. Now luckily this uses the same stats as the Elementalist build, it's just that Haste is better than Mastery rather than the reversed, but both use Haste and Mastery as their best stats. But if you have gear that will get you more Haste, that is to be preferred here. And then you have trinkets like the one from Kurog Grim Totem, which gives us attack speed, or trinket from Knockhud, which gives us Haste and Agility proc, or you have the Temple of Jade Serpent trinket, which gives you Agility and a Haste proc instead. But like I mentioned at the start, this is really only useful on bosses where you need to do no AoE. But yeah, like I mentioned at the start, this is really only useful on bosses where you don't need to do any AoE at all, or very, very little AoE. So that's mainly Terras and Vaulted Incarnates, possibly Senarth, as it's actually a single target fight, at least on Mythic. But there are a lot of pad moments on Senarth where you can get value from Primordial Wave with the Elementalist build. So I'm really unsure there, but Terra's physical build works like a charm. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this showcase for the Physical Gamba build. Now for my UI, I will link my default UI code you can import in edit mode, as well as most of the main Weakauras I use for enhancement. I can't share all of my Weakauras nor my plater settings, as I've gotten them from subbing to now on Twitch, so I'm not gonna give out his work without his say-so, and I assume his say-so would be go sub. But yeah, let me know what you think of this enhancement build, and if you've tried it in raids? Did you have any RNG procs? Now, if you have any questions at all, hit me up here or become a patron or Twitch sub and get access to the Stankie Gaming Discord, which is the fastest way to get a hold of me, and it's also filled with a lot of useful info and helpful people if you need any help PvE-wise, possibly cooking. Don't forget the usual stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, ring that notification bell. I'm also streaming all progression rating on Twitch, which is Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, and then the occasional keys in between. But yeah, Twitch, Stankie Gaming. And thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Ha ha!